and even higher with 4 more years in office.
Okay, so when it comes to that, the president just did this brand new interview on Fox and Friends this morning, spoke for about 50 minutes with our host this morning, and he was asked by Ainsley at one point, what are the biggest differences that you, President Trump, are going to point out between your campaign and the Biden campaign as we enter into these 2 convention weeks? And he started out by saying energy, fracking. He moved on to the stock market. What are those biggest differences? What case is he going to make, to expand on your last answer, for the biggest difference for those that are on the fence between voting for him and Joe Biden?
Well, one of the things we like to say here is that in campaigns, oftentimes what you hear are candidates talk about what they'll do in the abstract. Here's what I'd like to do. Here's what I promise to do. The beauty about this campaign is you don't have to guess how things would look under either person because they've both been at the top for so long. Joe Biden has a 47-year failed record in elected office, with nothing to show for it, quite frankly. And so when he was at the helm, what we like to say is, you don't have to guess how the economy would look. I just touched on it. It was absolutely horrible. People did not have jobs. The jobs that were being created overseas, thanks to Joe Biden's policies.
You're talking about during the Obama administration?
Yeah, absolutely. And during this time of COVID and rioting and looting in our streets, you don't have to guess how unsafe our families would be because Joe Biden has come out and said he wants to defund the police. That's part of their movement. You also don't have to guess how our safety would be impacted on that front. So when you look at those items and when you also look at the coronavirus, what Joe Biden did when he had the chance to fix a pandemic, he just closed testing. He said, we're not going to test anymore because we know it's all over the country.
There's a lot to dig into there, the economy and other things. Obviously, during the Obama administration, you have to reference the fact that you did have a significant drop in the unemployment rate coming out of the financial crisis. I want to throw this new CNN poll up because we run out of time here, because this is grabbing a lot of headlines and garnering a lot of reaction.
Sure.
Although I know that you say that you don't like to look at the polls because of what happened in 2016. This is a new CNN poll that shows the president is narrowing the gap with Joe Biden in a head-to-head matchup. Biden polling 50 and President Trump 46.
Right.
Now, do you embrace that poll?
Listen, I don't believe a lot of these polls. As I've always said, a lot of the methodology used today is the same methodology they used in 2016. They were wrong then, they're wrong now. We feel pretty good about where we are inside the Trump campaign, no question about it. This nationwide tour kind of for the president in the next few days will prove that and will solidify even more votes and more support, more excitement, more enthusiasm. But the fact is, you better believe that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to get somewhere between an 8 and 10-point bump after this convention they put on, solely because the media just fawns all over them. They don't ask them any tough questions. They're not even given the opportunity to, because Joe Biden has now pulled Kamala down in the hidey hole with him, and they just keep themselves protected. They don't want any questions. This president has been out full force, taking questions, tough ones, from members of the media every single day, hours at a time, and Joe Biden still remains hidden. Now, I understand the media are going to protect Kamala and Joe because you can love the media or you can hate the media, but if there's one thing we know, they protect their own. And they have 2 candidates who are now so radical and embrace their own ideology about where this country should go and how it should be remade. The media is going to protect them. You better believe it.
This ad blitz that's been reported, $10 million ad blitz online, what further details can you give us before we let you go?
Yeah, look, we're going to be all over the place during this convention. We've bought out basically the masthead at YouTube, Daily Caller, other places. So when you go online, you're going to see the excitement. You're going to see the apparatus that has been built at this campaign that is the envy of the political universe. And we're going to flex a little muscle this week and prove to everyone.
What's the dollar amount on that?
Just the ground game we've been building.
What was the dollar amount that the campaign spent on that?
I don't know the exact dollar amount. I can just tell you this. It's going to be very effective, and it's going to be nationwide for sure.
All right. Hogan Gidley, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Sure.